At long last, the Jimmy Butler drama in Minnesota has finally come to an end. The Timberwolves sent Butler to the city of brotherly love in exchange for Robert Covington, Dario Saric, Jerry Bayless, and a 2022 second-round pick. I'm here with Brad Klier, and we'll to break down the deal. So, guys, now that Butler's on the 76ers, are they the favorite to win the East, Brad?
No. I think they're a much better team than they were on Friday. I think before this trade, they were the fourth best team in the East behind Milwaukee, Boston, and Toronto. I still think Toronto and Boston, even though Boston has not played to that level yet, are still above them. I think they have surpassed Milwaukee with this deal. Again, it remains to be seen if they play, but I will say Toronto is the best team in the East, in my opinion. And just based off the sheer talent, I'd say Boston's ahead of them as well.
I agree. I trust Jason Tatum and Brad Stevens in a 7-game series against the 76ers. They lost 4-1 last year, and that was without their two best players, Kyrie and Gordon Hayward. It didn't fix their two biggest problems, which is spreading the floor and their depth.
I disagree. Their number one issue was getting a guy who could score at will on the perimeter. They needed a guy who could score in the clutch, a guy you could throw the ball to at the end of the game to get you a shot. They did not have that before. Now they have one of the league's best.
Let's look at Minnesota. We know they sent Butler, who had really been in battle with the team all season. What is next for them now? They've added Covington, Saric, Bayless, and that pick. Will?
I mean, they got a decent deal out of it. Saric and Covington are two 11-5 guys. They're good role players, but I still think they should have taken one of the other two trades that they were offered, either Josh Richardson from the Heat or the 4 first-rounders from Houston. That gives you so many picks for the future, not only to invest, but even if they wanted to trade him. I think they should have taken one of those two deals.
Well, the Josh Richardson one went away when Tom Thibodeau was being delusional. The Houston one, we don't know what the protections were on those picks. Getting back to what they got, though, Bob Covington is one of the 10 best defenders in the NBA. Dario Saric is a glue guy who can fit on any team in the league. But this team is currently constructed is stuck in that sort of going nowhere, like 10-seed range. There's no way they can get better or make the playoffs over the 9 teams in front of them. And their talent level is just very mediocre, I would say right now.
I agree. Towns is not that guy. He was the number 1 pick, but
he's still an all-star caliber player.
I don't think he could deliver at the end of the day, along with Wiggins. Wiggins is not living up to his potential.
No, he's a bum.
I don't think they're going to make the playoffs this year. If they do, it would be the 8th seed, and then they would get spanked in the first round.
I see no chance that happens. Again, look at this team. Jeff Teague, Derrick Rose, Andrew Wiggins, Bob Covington, Saric, Gibson, Towns. That's not a playoff team,
special.
Especially in the West.
Yeah, that big three didn't pan out. They tried it. Obviously fell apart. So obviously, news was coming. Who won the trade? Who got the better deal? Brad?
It's got to be the Sixers. I mean, you got one of the 15 best players in the league. You didn't give up a first-round pick. In a vacuum, take away all the circumstances. You turn Bob Covington, Dario Saric, a second-round pick, and Jared Bayless's washed headband into Jimmy Butler every single time. And for the Timberwolves, they very badly judged the situation and got less than they should have for Butler.
I agree. The Sixers did win this trade. The Timberwolves, obviously, like I said, didn't really get as much as they could have. I think Embiid is an MVP candidate this year,
Absolutely.
the way he's playing early on. Jimmy Butler, like you said, is one of the 15 best players in the NBA. Ben Simmons, I'd like to see him develop a little more this year than he has been. I kind of expected more from him this year.
Well,
but as time goes on, I do think the three will mesh together. Hopefully there's no chemistry issues.
And I'll say this to that. How many teams in the league can say they have 3 of the top 25 players in the league? Not many. The Sixers can now.
Absolutely. Philly looking good. Jimmy Butler is gone from Minnesota. We're gone for this block. When we come back, Drew Gentry and Everett Piercy will be here to break down some college football playoff predictions.